Making prototypes of your part is the best way to ensure that your product performs as intended. That's why in this video, we're gonna go over your different types of prototype options and how they differ from production. Prototypes help test the functionality of your product, material, or design. But when you're making prototypes, it's important to select the right method for your products. At Strouse, we offer several rapid prototyping methods, starting with laser cutting, which is ideal for highly precise cuts, tight tolerances, or small dimensions. However, it's not suitable for every material since it can cause issues like melted liners. Next is digital knife cutting, which can produce precise cuts and provide accurate samples. It uses an oscillating blade to make the cuts. It is also good for materials like foils, which can't be used in laser cutting. And lastly, we offer material rolls and sheets, which are often used in the early stages of design for user testing. Choosing the right prototyping method involves assessing the intended use, material properties, and design specifics. When looking at prototyping versus production, there are many differences that it's important for you to be aware of. The biggest difference is that prototype parts are not always equivalent to production quality parts. However, even with these differences, prototypes are still an important part of the process. So let's go over some other factors that can change between prototyping and production. First is the quality and the appearance of the part. Prototypes often differ in quality compared to full-scale production. Laser cut prototypes might have issues like burnt edges, which aren't typical in production quality parts. Additionally, prototype parts, you might be able to obtain some really tight tolerances, but that doesn't always carry over to production level parts at a higher quantity or volume. Prototypes are not usually subjected to the same manufacturing constraints as production. For instance, you have the ability to move prototypes and prototype materials around by hand, which can't be done on a production press. Next is the volume expectations. Production processes are generally optimized for higher volumes, whereas prototypes are made in smaller quantities. Production might involve additional tools or processes that make scaling up more achievable, but that does come with a higher cost. And last is the functionality. While prototypes are functional, they may not replicate the final production part's behavior. This highlights why they're used for testing purposes rather than the end use. In short, they're just not production quality. Testing prototypes in context is critical because it allows designers to see how it's going to function in real-world applications. This helps identify the material's performance, optimize the design, and define the functional tolerances. Different materials might react unexpectedly. Changes can be made based on the material's performance, such as switching adhesives, reducing the risk of failure once the product's in the field or in its end-use application. Prototyping is a fundamental step in product development, enabling companies to fine-tune the design before they commit to a production process. If you're at a different stage in your design process, feel free to check out our Learning Center to learn more about all of the stages that are encapsulated in the product development process. Or you can always reach out to us directly. Thanks for watching.